Let me ask you something that might sting a little. If your life was turned into a book, would anyone want to read it? I'm not talking about some fantasy story. I'm talking about a real, raw, non-fiction book. A book that sits on the same shelf as the ones you say changed your life. Walk into a massive library, millions of books. Every book is a real person's story. You see Can't Hurt Me. You see Atomic Habits. You see Think and Grow Rich. You see Man's Search for Meaning. You see Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You see Extreme Ownership. Stories of people who started broke, lost, abused, doubted, and decided, this is not where my story ends. Then, you see a book with your name on it. Same birthday, same hometown, same face on the back cover. This is your life. Be brutally honest with yourself. Right now, would that book sit in the motivation section or in the wasted potential section? Would it read like a comeback story or like a long list of excuses? Would it belong next to Can't Hurt Me? Or would it be just another story about someone who never got started? You already know the answer. That tight feeling in your chest? That's your soul telling you the truth. Because deep down, you know you were built for more, but you've been living less. And here's the harsh part. You're not just the main character in that book. You're the author. You love powerful books. You love what they represent. You read Can't Hurt Me and feel the weight of Goggins' story. From trauma, racism, obesity, insecurity, to Navy SEAL, ultra runner, mental powerhouse. He took a life that most people would use as an excuse and turned it into a weapon. You read Man's Search for Meaning and see Viktor Frankl lose almost everything in the camps. Family, freedom, comfort, and still refuse to surrender his inner strength. He discovered that even when life strips you bare, you still control how you respond. You read Atomic Habits and nod your head when James Clear explains how tiny actions stack up like interest and turn into a completely different life over time. You read Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad, Poor Dad and swear you're going to change your relationship with money, with work, with responsibility. You post quotes, you underline paragraphs, you tell people this book changed my life. But if we look at your actual days, your book hasn't changed. You're not cursed. You're not hopeless. You're just trapped in the easiest chapter. Comfort. Comfort in scrolling. Comfort in saying one day. Comfort in blaming your past, your parents, your city, your circumstances. You say you respect Goggins, but you avoid every bit of discomfort. You say you respect Frankl, but you let small problems break you. You say you believe in habits, but your routines are chaos. You say you want wealth, but your choices scream survival mode, not growth. Let's stop lying to ourselves. If a stranger picked up the book of your life right now, here's what they'd read. They'd see chapters called, I'll Start Tomorrow, blaming everyone else, scrolling instead of trying, scared of failing, terrified of looking stupid. They'd see a main character who feels something powerful inside, who knows they're meant for more, but keeps hitting snooze on their own potential. And the saddest part? You would never accept this story if it was anyone else. Think about it. When you read Can't Hurt Me, you don't want Goggins to stop after the first failure. You want him to keep going. When you read Man's Search for Meaning, you don't want Frankl to give up and say, there's no point. You want him to hold on. When you read Extreme Ownership, you don't want the leader to blame everyone else. You want him to say, this is on me, I'll fix it. You cheer for them, you demand more from them, you root for their just comeback. But when it's your story, you lower the standard, you accept less. You call it reality. Let's flip the script. Imagine your younger self, the kid who believed they could be anything, the kid who didn't know the word realistic yet, the kid who thought their future would be legendary. That kid walks into the same library. They pass all the powerful books. They find the one with your name on it. They open the chapter called Right Now. What do they see? They see you staying where it's safe. They see you shrinking yourself to fit in. They see you numbing out with distractions. They see you talking big dreams, but living small days. That kid doesn't hate you. They hurt for you, not because you failed. Failure is part of every great story. They hurt because you stopped fighting. You stopped writing. You let life hold the pen. In all those books you admire, there's always a turning point. In Can't Hurt Me, Goggins looks in the mirror and realizes no one is coming to save him. It's on him to rewrite his story. In Atomic Habits, the power isn't some huge, overnight change. It's boring, unsexy consistency. Tiny shifts every single day that most people are too impatient to make. In Think and Grow Rich, the people who succeed aren't the most talented or the luckiest. They're the ones who decide, I will not back down, and back that decision with relentless action. In Extreme Ownership, the game changer is simple. Stop blaming. Own everything. Fix what you can control. The truth? You already know what to do. You just haven't committed to doing it. You don't have a knowledge problem. You have an execution problem. You're not confused. You're scared. Scared of failing. Scared of starting late. Scared of being judged. Scared of finding out who you could actually be. If you ever gave it everything, so instead, you choose a quieter kind of failure. You don't try, you don't risk, you don't change. You think you're protecting yourself from pain, but you're only trading today's discomfort for tomorrow's regret. And regret is heavier than any workout, any late night, any tough conversation, any honest effort. So here's the moment that matters. Every great nonfiction story you love has a page where the main character draws a line. This is where it changes. This is where I stop being a victim and start being responsible. This is where I stop just reading about heroes and start becoming one. That page can be today for you. Not when you have more money. Not when you move to a better place. Not when you feel ready. Today. Here's what I want you to do. Tonight, when things are quiet, grab a notebook or a piece of paper. At the top, write in big letters, the comeback of. Under it, write one simple promise. I will not abandon myself again. Feel that, because that's what you've been doing every time you choose comfort over growth. You've been walking away from yourself. Now answer 3 questions. Be honest, no filters, no lies. 1. What version of me has to die so my real life can begin? Is it the lazy version, the bitter version, the victim version that blames everyone? Name it, call it out. 2. What is one small, concrete habit I will do every single day for the next 30 days, no matter how I feel? Not 10 things. 1 thing. 10 pages of reading. 30 minutes of exercise. 1 hour on my craft or studies. Something that moves the story forward every single day. 3. If my life was a book people couldn't put down, what would I do tomorrow that's different from what I did today? Be specific. Apply for that job. Start that business idea. Go to the gym. Cut off that toxic person. Wake up earlier. Film that video. Send that email. Start. Then close the notebook. Not as a way of escaping, but as a way of saying, that chapter is done. The next one starts now. Set an alarm for tomorrow. And when it goes off, your feelings don't get to decide. You do. Tired? You move. Scared? You move. Doubting yourself? You move. That's what every person in those books did. They moved anyway. Listen, you can live the rest of your life as a fan of powerful stories while your own story slowly fades into the background. Or you can decide that the shelves of this world will hold one more real, raw, powerful book. Yours. Somebody in your family line has to break the pattern. Somebody has to be the one who takes all the pain, all the struggle, and turns it into a new standard. Why not you? You've read the books. You've felt the fire. Now it's time to write your pages with your actions. You are not done. You are not hopeless. You are not just what's happened to you. You are the author. Stop rereading the same chapter. Turn the page and write a life that would sit proudly beside every book that once told you it was possible.